All right. Well, hey, here we are, Mike.
Here we are, Marsh.
Yeah, it's good to see you. Good to be with you here, and
It's good to be here.
yeah,
Good to be
beautiful.
with you.
Yeah, beautiful Central Oregon. And I wish we could have you in person, but understand.
Yeah, I'm sorry, guys, I couldn't be there, but thanks for doing this.
Yeah, it's going to be a great couple of minutes with you today. I'm just excited to hear from you. And I know the rest of the team is, and that was kind of the idea with the emergent team was we want to hear from Mike when we're talking about luxury. There's a lot of talk right now in the last couple of weeks. We've been talking about luxury, and we kind of wanted to hear from you now. And so we've got some questions we're going to ask, and just really casual,
Okay.
but just wanted to go from there. You okay with that?
Yeah, hey, it's great to hear from you too,
Yeah, totally.
because I have no idea what I plan to say. So
But that's the
it's great.
best because it'll be off the topic. Sometimes if you rehearse stuff too much, it can be kind of fake, and that's not what we want.
I've never been accused of over rehearsing anything, Marshall. So
Well, and luxury is not fake.
no, it's not. It's authentic.
Very authentic,
Mhm.
exactly. And so that brings me to my first question. When you think about it, I want you to take us back to the first time that you understood in your gut and not just your head that something was truly luxurious. So, what was it, and what did it do to you, Mike?
It's a good question, Marshall. I think the first time that I can remember something being luxurious, and I know this sounds funny, but since I was a little boy, I've always loved Porsche.
Oh,
And I would love to say it's an experience or something, but for me, being a product guy, it's always been a product. And I think my entire life I have desired that car. Like I can smell it, I can
mm,
I can hear it.
right.
I
Distinct.
When I was young, I had coffee table books with all of the models and the whole history of the brand. And what's interesting about that is I think there's still a desire, even at my age, for that brand. I still want that car,
Mm,
and I will never have it,
right.
but I still desire it.
Okay.
I still want it. And I think that was probably
Mm,
my first experience of something that truly to me was luxurious. I mean, outside of like a maybe an experience, I've had luxury experiences, I think, in my lifetime.
can you tell me one of those luxury experiences and why it made it luxury to you?
I think, I don't think of it in terms of like a specific like this company
Right,
did this
right,
for
right,
me.
right.
I think of it like, you know, when you work with somebody and let's just say that you're having a customer experience or a customer service experience and you have to make the follow-up calls,
Mm,
you know, whether you're calling your phone company or your whatever it is, or you order a pair of shoes and you have to call back to that company and you have to ask them if the order's in or whatever.
right,
To me, that's not a very luxurious experience.
right.
But the companies that will follow up and let you know that, hey, your shoes haven't arrived yet, but we're expecting them Tuesday. Hey, would you like us to drop those off to you?
Oh,
Hey, whatever that
yeah,
is,
yeah.
to me, that's luxury. It's somebody that's actually intentional and proactive rather than being reactive and putting the onus of that experience onto you
Yeah,
as a user.
I like that phrase, that intentional and proactive,
Yeah,
because
absolutely.
they
It's
work.
thoughtful,
Yeah,
and it makes you feel special.
yeah.
And it doesn't have to be, in terms of luxury, it doesn't have to be a Porsche. It doesn't have to be an expensive product. It can be a very simple product. It could be a book or shoes or whatever.
Yeah.
But it's that very intentional experience of, hey, you might like this, or hey, let me follow up, or hey, let me tell you
Mm,
about this. I don't know, just that extra mile, going the extra mile.
yeah, that's great. Well, one of the other questions you answered a lot in that, but I'm thinking about the soul of the craft.
Hmm.
So we
Hmm.
tell the making of one shade story, that story often, the making of one
Mm-hmm.
shade. So when you
Yeah.
watch a shade being made, Mike, what do you see that a customer never will? What's something that you see in that?
Hands.
Mm,
Yeah, hands.
mm,
As you all know, our whole process from the very beginning of planting seeds to harvesting product to weaving the product to prepping the product for weaving to crafting and toilettes and everything we do, that entire experience, whole product experience has many, many hands in that process. So to me, I think oftentimes in our synthetic world, people are used to things being made on machines, and
Mm,
it comes and it's a product that they almost expect to be sort of cold and sterile
mm,
instead of warm, inviting, and soulful.
okay.
So to me, our product, when you see the knots and you see that that was done by hand, I can see that, but
Mm,
other people can't see that.
okay.
It's almost unbelievable.
Right.
It's so remarkably made that it's unbelievable.
Yeah. I mean, we're looking right behind us is some shades right there. And
Hmm.
you just said before we came on, Marshall, look
Hmm.
at all the knots in
Yeah,
that
there's
shade.
thousands of knots,
Yeah.
all hand tied.
That's
Yeah,
awesome.
yeah, it
It's a
is.
it's a
It
great
is.
thing. So think about this because it's a family. There's a lot of family that
Hmm.
works in this company, and
Hmm.
so as a family owned company, what can we promise a client that a global manufacturer structurally never could? I mean,
Hmm.
it's an interesting question, and it kind of
Hmm.
goes with this last one, that making of a shade, but you're family owned too.
Hmm.
So there's some things about that which really does mark a luxury company because a lot of
Hmm.
luxury companies I've read or
Yeah.
read about are family owned. So talk to me about that again.
Mm.
That question is what can we promise that a global manufacturer never could?
I think that we care. I mean, it's not just a
Mm,
profit center. We're not just here to make money. We're here to care for people. And I think to me, that's the most important thing. And we treat everybody as an extension of the family. And so we truly do care. And we understand, for example, that people have seasons of life. People go through things. Life is difficult.
mm,
There's many, many challenges. There's pain. There's suffering. There's children that get sick. There's, you name it. There's a million things that can happen. People get sick themselves. And we try to walk with our teams through their lifetime.
yeah,
And I think that's why we have such longevity with our team, is because they feel authentically cared for. And that matters. And so to me, I think that, the family's a nucleus
mm,
and it's a way of being different, but I see the whole team as family.
yeah,
And that's to me, the only way to do business. I mean, I came out of an environment, a corporate environment, where you were not treated very well. And so I wanted to build something that was the full antithesis of that. Build something that where people were treated like humans and given dignity and given challenges and given stretch goals and just given the opportunity to continue to grow and be part of a thriving team, and caring about, being cared for, and,
yeah.
and caring for others.
Well, I like that, and
I know that sounds cheesy, but
no, no, no. That's great because it brings us into this question about you naturally went there with the people of the organization,
mhm,
right? So there's more to the manufacturing of this, and it's
mhm,
just more than a manufacturer. It's a house of people, right?
mhm,
And
yeah.
so if luxury is being, like you said, if luxury is being made to feel like you matter,
Mhm,
what does it look like for an employee, not a client,
mm,
to be treated luxuriously here at Hartman and Forbes?
Good question. I don't know. I mean, I think that, along with many things, is I'm trying to figure out. I mean, when we cast a vision for the company, I mean, a big part of the reason that we wanted to really push into luxury and understand luxury versus premium, what this looks like, is because we wanted to keep being able to do what we do.
Mm,
And the way the world is working and the economics of what we do, and as expensive as everything is, it's getting very, very difficult to do it. And so we knew that we had to be more unique, more crafted. So push into our strengths,
right.
right? Don't go the other direction. Don't start to manufacture everything overseas. Don't start to lower our costs. Don't try to optimize profitability. Don't do that, but actually do the complete opposite of that. And I think that's kind of what we're trying to do. And in terms of feeling special, is we're trying to think through every single benefit. I mean, the heart
Right.
that I have is that people can come here right out of school, whatever that school looks like for them. They can come right out of school and they can spend a career here, and that they can raise their family. They can, they'll have the benefits that they need. They can save money. They can do everything they can do so that with dignity they can have retirement and all of those things. So I want them to be able to spend the whole life cycle
Yeah.
of their life here, and to create a safe place to do that,
Yeah.
where of course we have to perform, of course as a team we have to do everything, but yet people feel like, hey, I'm honored, like
Right.
I'm a craftsman, i'm
Right.
i'm a fill in the blank, whatever they do here as part of the team, but that they feel at the deepest level, that's honored throughout the organization and throughout the marketplace.
Right.
Through everything we do, that people go, Hartman and Forbes, they are amazing. Their quality is amazing. Their design is amazing. Their service is amazing.
The
That
people.
company,
Yeah.
they're kind. They're thoughtful.
Yeah.
They're humble.
Mm.
I mean, a lot of people think that luxury is not kind or not humble because we've had those experiences where you walk in a store or something and you don't feel welcomed and stuff. That is not Hartman and Forbes luxury.
Right.
Our luxury is kind and crafted, meaning that we are like trying to build something that's because of what we do and how we do it. It's luxury, not because we put our nose in the air and
Right.
have this presentation of
Right.
being stuffy and luxurious. No, I want it to be a lot more authentic than that. And so I don't think you have to be that way. I mean, I can make the most amazing galley or kitchen or whatever it is on a yacht as a master crafts person, right? And that can be respected and honored as being the finest. But I don't live that lifestyle, and I don't have to. I don't have to. I don't know what I'm trying to say. I don't have to live it to express it.
Right.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, absolutely. Michael, we did some cards where we had everybody talk about their own luxury experience and different things, and they were all over the place. It was really interesting. And one of the things when we counted the cards, special won in a landslide, and almost nobody mentioned money or objects, just like you said, right? So when you hear that, what does it confirm, and what does it challenge about what we sell? These are great questions, by the way. I love these because that idea of, special. What does that say to you?
Well, I think, happiness or luxury means something different to everybody. And, to me, sitting with a book and reading is a luxury.
Yeah.
Right. I don't get it to do it as often as I would like.
Oh, that's good. Yeah.
But a hot cup of coffee on a cold morning is luxury to me.
Or cortado with your good friend.
Or mini cortados with a good friend. That's luxury to me. Yeah. In fact, most things that are special in life, most of the things that we remember in our life are the day that we got married, the time we saw our first child, and and looked them in the eyes and held them. You're getting like teary just thinking about that, right? Me too.
Yeah.
Because those are the moments that matter.
Right.
It has nothing to do with money, and what we're making has nothing to do with money. That's not the purpose.
Right.
Our mission is deeper than that, and we care all the way through our chain. I remember your question about special, but we want to be that unique company. When I think about the farmers, I think about weaving and all the hundreds of people's family lives that we are contributing to and helping build. We have a huge responsibility as a team. We see just the spear here.
Right.
But the fact, when you look at the whole system and what we're doing, it's pretty remarkable.
Yeah.
And
it's pretty special.
It's pretty special.
Yeah.
It's very special.
Yeah.
It's special to me. I mean, I care about it deeply.
Yeah.
So.
Well, and that brings me to this question here as we're moving, and we've had these conversations about premium versus luxury, right?
Yeah.
And we're setting out to go from a premium company to the most luxurious shade company in the world. So in your own words, Mike, what is the real difference between premium and luxury?
That's a good question. I think premium can be good quality products. I think premium oftentimes, I mean, a good way to describe it, I mean, the simplest way for me to think about it would be, I can create a beautiful presentation of window coverings or wall coverings or whatever. And I could take all of our production and move it over to, name the country, China, Taiwan, Vietnam, wherever, right? And I could have it made. Now, that would be a premium product.
Right.
But that is not a luxurious product.
Right.
A luxurious product is generally made in the place that it's designed, right? We're a little bit different because we don't have the fiber base and we can't weave in America.
Right.
So we're sort of a split model. But ideally you would do those two things together,
Right.
and that really moves it into the luxury. And I think also the the heritage of our product. I mean, many people probably don't know, but my father was a weaver. He owned a weaving facility in
Mm.
the 1970s, and he was a shade crafter and owned a crafting company. Different,
Oh.
positioned differently. They were not a luxury company, but they were weavers. And I grew up on the, crawling around the floor of the weaving facility
Huh.
and in the shade craftsman, and we're making tape balls and bats out of headrail and running around and hitting, tape balls
This is a big
around
part
the.
of your family, the whole.
Oh, it is. And he started as a janitor at a shade company, and that's
Okay.
how he worked his way up. So it's kind of fascinating because I think that's why the whole thing is so important to me, and every person is so
Ah.
important to me. So he came, he was
Oh.
just a young man, and he started as a janitor and had no experience. And then he got put on the line, and he worked so hard that they would run out of work. So they'd put him in shipping, and he would ship products.
Okay.
And then they'd catch up, and they'd put him back on the line to make products.
Okay.
And people hated him because he was so good and so fast that they wanted him to slow down, but he was just so great at what he did that he just kept getting promoted. And then eventually he ended up buying out the company that
Oh wow.
he actually started as a janitor. So it's a fascinating story. But so and that was back in the 70s.
Okay.
Yeah.
So so luxury houses often charge more
Hmm.
and give less. And clients feel it is worth it. So what would
Hmm.
it mean for us to compete on meaning
Hmm.
rather than on just features?
Well, I think that's a perception of what luxury houses do because they look, I mean, fashion and luxury and fashion is what we think of mostly. And you see like an Hermes bag and it's a
Mm,
$12,000 bag, and people think, well, that's ridiculous, just pieces of leather. But when you actually look into the craft of that and how much time it takes to make that product and to market the product, to distribute the product, to have the stores, to have the experience. People forget that all the A type of real estate that they have on key streets in the world for
right.
people to have access and to build that desirability and stuff in the marketplace through their advertising and marketing and so on and so forth, photography, et cetera, et cetera. It's expensive. And
Yeah.
so I think there's a perception that they don't get the value, but it's that desire that they're building once again. And people do get that because it's special to own that,
Mm,
whether it's a luxury watch or whether it's a luxury dress or whether it's whatever it is
right.
for you, whatever a luxury car or, um, whatever that is.
Yeah, I
Makes
like
sense.
that. Yeah, it makes total sense.
Okay.
So you say this often. When we say it, it's part of the, we say this phrase, sanctuary
Hmm.
by nature.
Hmm.
Talk to me about that
Mm.
and luxury and just kind of give us some insight into what that means to you. And I mean, because that's something you've come up with, is something you've really been working through too in your own
Hmm.
life. But talk to me about that a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, it's not, I'm not the author of the
Right.
idea, more of a steward of the idea.
Oh,
And I
yeah.
think our team collectively, through bits and parts, sort of landed on this kind of story of sanctuary as what we do. And it's
Mm,
expanded since the beginning. And originally it was like, what is the outcome of our products in a home or into a living space? And it was that bringing nature and texture and earthy color palettes and things like that help people to relax. And I think the genesis, the very beginning of it was the idea that in this technology world that we're living, that people need a break, they
yeah.
need an unplug, they need to create a sanctuary
Mm,
space. And so you do that by bringing
mm,
nature. It's not cold and sterile, but it's warm, it's inviting, and it's soulful.
yeah.
Just like when things are made by hand, there's an expression to that you feel. It's like if you're a person of faith and they talk about the spirit,
Right.
right?
Right.
There's a spirit in our product
Mm,
that just because you cannot see it does not mean it's not there.
yeah.
But when somebody makes something with their own hands, there's a spirit in
Right.
that
There's a
product.
transfer of that.
There is a transfer of
Yeah.
that. I have a piano in my house that's 100 and some years old, and I own that because I think of all of the
Mm,
kids that have played it over all of the
yeah. Yeah.
generations,
Yeah. Yeah.
and I think of during a war season and someone's in there playing and what was happening, and I think of the fights the parents had around that. And I think of, just the love and the Christmases and the list, all of that. And so
Right.
to me, that product, that piano has soul. And so I think to me, it starts there, but then we've been asking questions like, what does a sanctuary work environment look like? How do we work in a calm manner? How do we work in a way that's organized and structured? It's not chaotic. How do we have processes and systems and stuff so that people can work in a natural flow state and that kind of thing? Does that make sense? So I think it's expanding way beyond just the product environment, but that was the beginning of it. But now I think we're starting. It's really a mantra.
Yeah.
It's really Sanctuary by Nature is a mantra of how we want to be.
Well, and it brings me to this question here, out of this, like, what is that's a huge concept, that Sanctuary by Nature, but what is the one belief? And I'm thinking about all of the people, the group right here that's watching this right now, right? And if you were to say, what's one belief you need everyone in this room to hold for us to become the best in the world? Based upon what you've just said on Sanctuary, but what you were talking about, the systems and different things like that, but what's that thing? What's the best, that they need to hold on to? The belief you need everyone.
That's a good question. I mean, what comes to mind is probably not the intentionality of the question, but I think of a great team. Like any team that is a winning team, there are certain things that you do. Like you go to practice and you work on, let's just say it's a basketball team. You work on your drills of shooting free throws and 3-point shots and defending, and you work on all these things individually. That's an individual thing. You have to be a self-starter, meaning you have to want to be great at what you do, right? I want to be the best guard, so I apologize those of you that don't know basketball. Pick a sport. But I want to be the best shooting guard, so I'm just going to practice and practice and practice and practice. That's for me to do, right? Not the team. But when we get there as a team, if we're all doing our part, okay, then when it comes to a game, when it comes to real life and we're working together, we should be able to sit back, like the coaches, for example. We can sit back and we can observe, call it a manager if you will, right? You're part of that. I'm the coach of the team. I shouldn't have to say anything because everybody's the best at what they do. Right. They're all masters at what they do. And that is where, like, if you see great teams, they talk about getting in the zone. Like we were in the zone. Our team was in the zone. We won. We had flow. Yeah, flow. It felt natural. Yeah. And so to me, this goes back to that. That to me is that sanctuary. Right. It's that space when we're all working together and we all know our part and we're all doing our best and we all want to be the best. And being the best is honored. The guy that is mopping the floor, going back to my janitorial roots, the guy that is mopping the floor for the team is just as important as the guy that's shooting the winning 3-pointer. Because if that floor is slippery and that the team members, end up slipping and falling and getting injured, it doesn't matter what you're practicing, right? Right. Everybody has their role. Yeah. Right. The guy changing the light bulb, everything, everybody. Yeah, that's good. But it's that sort of that state where you it's almost like a meditative state where you don't need to say anything. Everybody's just doing it. It's like, so when you can walk into the environment and everybody's working and everybody's helping clients and everybody's, the floor is buzzing in terms of making products, or the weaving facility is just buzzing and everybody's making things. And when that to me is bliss. Yeah. I love that. I don't even remember your question. Yeah, no, that's all right. No, that was perfect though. Because it brings us to this last part of the interview and this has been really good and I think helpful for us as a team to hear from you on this. But a couple questions just on the legacy, because it comes down to this at the end of the day, long after the shades themselves are gone, right? Because they're fiber, What you're saying is after I'm gone. Right, after you're gone, right. You just say it. Yeah. What do you want people to say Hartman and Forbes stood for? Gosh, I come back to probably, God, what a hard question that is. I don't know that I've fully processed that because I don't plan on exiting anytime soon. Right. Hopefully. It's just that thing that you're like, if they said this
about Hartman and Forbes that'd be like, yes, that's what I want to be known for?
I mean, I could probably talk for another 30 minutes
Yeah,
about that very
but
thing,
we don't have time for
or 40 minutes.
that.
But I think to me, I've always believed, I mean, I think integrity is the center for me of
Right,
everything.
of course.
I mean, but because no matter what we do, no matter how we choose to be it, I mean, I want there to be a legacy of craft. We are makers at our heart. We're creators. We create things. We make things. That's how we add value, right? We don't just sit back and let others make it.
Right.
We get our hands dirty.
Right.
We make it. And I think that's very special. And I want to be the best makers we can be.
That's
I want to
good.
have your reputation for being the best. But again, that could go away. I think, to me, how we treat people is probably the center for me. When we're gone, because you have to ask yourself that question, like, if we weren't here, would anybody care?
Right.
Right. And if we go to work every day and we're not doing something special, then nobody's going to care if we're not here.
Right.
And so that's the thing that haunts me, is I think if we're gone, if we just close doors tomorrow, do we have people saying, oh my gosh, I used to work with Hartman and Forbes, they were so amazing, God, I can't believe
What are we
this,
gonna
I'm
do?
devastated,
Yeah,
what are we going to do? Yeah, like that kind of thing. Or do we have people going, yeah, so what, I'm going to buy from XYZ.
Just
It's,
another
it's just
business,
as
yeah.
good. Like, then we're not doing the right thing.
That's good.
But I think if you keep doing the right thing, to me, going back to integrity, I've always believed, like, just be transparent, be honest, be kind, do the right thing day in and day out, even when it hurts to do the right thing. And you'll be blessed.
Yeah.
Things will work out for us.
Yeah.
Not perfect, because this is, life on planet Earth. It's not perfect.
Right.
We're spinning at 77,000 miles an hour around a sun. Like,
right. Exactly.
Okay?
Yeah.
But keep perspective. But at the end of the day, just try to do the right thing in every single interaction that we have. If we do that, we'll be okay. And if we do that, then someday people will be like, I can't believe that company's not there, even though I intend for this thing to go on for many generations.
Yeah.
I think what we have here is so special. This isn't a quick thing. This is something that in 150 years will still be preserving this craft.
Yeah.
We'll still be doing this.
That's good.
And it'll still be valuable.
That's good.
And people will go, I can't believe that company can still do things that way.
Yeah.
When there's robots and all the other things.
Right.
We can still show that hand craftsmanship matters and it's different.
That's good. Yeah. My last question for you, and I want you to think about this.
You just told me that was your last
question. I'm sorry. I lied. So my last question for you, and it's a one-word answer.
Okay.
So finish this sentence.
Okay.
We will know we became the most luxurious shade company in the world the day a client tells us they felt blank.
Loved.
That's good. They felt loved.
Loved.
I think it's great. Well, Michael, thanks for this time. I think this has been really helpful for us as a team to hear from you, and I actually like that we did a video. I think this is really a good way for us to hear from you and to continue to take what we're learning and what you're sharing with us so that we can do these things. And so thank you for your time and thanks for the opportunity to.
And thank all of you for putting up with us.
Yeah. All right, man. Thanks so much.
Thanks. Ciao.